Yeah, it's CC, CEO. Wanna change your life? Come see me, yo. I'ma teach you how to build up wealth for your family, not just for yourself. I'm a bestseller, a house flipper, a businesswoman, a go-getter, a big investor, a goal builder that can teach you to get richer like millions, baby. You really about to fill your savings. You about to have multiple streams to pass your children, baby. Let me teach you to get your credit on track in the long run. You'll make it all back at Catalyst and watch it all psychological black on firm, but we ain't all black.
What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Make sure you can hear me. Make sure my mic, does my mic sound nice? Does my mic sound nice? We good? Y'all can hear me? Happy Monday, everybody. It's your girl, Constance Carter. I'm so glad that you guys are here with me and I see you guys coming on in. What's up, Miss Sophia? This is the Grow Your Money podcast, and I always love it when you come live with me. I appreciate you. You could be anywhere else in the world, but you choose to be here with me, so I thank you. I thank you. You guys come in, make yourself at home, make yourself comfortable. I see Sony. Okay, so first of all, if you are new here, I want to make sure that you understand what the plan is. This is interactive. This is not a monologue. This is a dialogue. So we're chatting back and forth with each other. So I love for you to talk back to me. I love for you to talk black to me. So the first thing I want you to do, this is like call and response. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you at church and then the pastor says, look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, this is call and response like that. Okay. So when I say, where you watching from, I want you to put it in the comments where you are watching from, because I know that we have people who watch from all over the world. So that's the first thing I want to tell you, okay? So welcome in, put where you're watching from, because I want to know where you're watching from. That's number one, okay? Number two, you know that every time we come live, if you want to get a notification every time we go live, I want you to text Constance to 87948. Text Constance to 87948. Not only are you going to get information from when we go live, you will also get information on different trainings that I do. I do trainings all the time. What's going on in my world, all the things that I have, because I do things for you all the time. So every time we come live, I want you to text my name, Constance, to 87948. The other thing, please make sure you subscribe to I Am Constance Carter. Follow me everywhere on social media. So whether you're on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, follow me at I Am Constance Carter. Okay. Also, make sure you're subscribing to the Fly Nubian Queen and subscribing to Fly Nubian, Dr. Boyce Watkins' Black Excellent channel and his Twitter. Make sure you're following Dr. Boyce Watkins on Twitter, because we're on all those platforms. We actually, if you only see a couple of people where you are that are watching with you, we're on about 8 different platforms. So just to let you know. The other thing is, if you're a Black business, if you're a Black owned business, I want to make sure that we support you, because the only way, what we're going to talk about today is really important to our economy as Black people, right? Because we got to be insulated during this time. So I want to talk about not only this boycott, but I also want to talk about how we can redirect our dollars to be able to empower us as a community so that we can grow. Okay. This conversation is a conversation that needs to be had all the time. So make sure, hey, what's up? Let me shout you guys out. I see Michael from South Carolina. I see Brother Man from Chicago, Queen Heart for you from New Jersey. Thank you. Thank you for putting in, you see, I know how to follow directions. Duchess from Chicago. Look at Miss Victoria Tyson, Philly, baby. Miss Victoria Tyson is a part of the Net 7 Collective. I love her. She has Victoria's Kitchen over in Philly. I see Karen in the Bronx. What's up, Michelle? What's up, Miss TT? Hopefully you Miss TT. Cali, baby. What's up? Lovely JR from Seattle, Washington. What's happening? All right, so those are the rules. I want to make sure that you are putting in the comments where you're watching from. Also, if you have a business, put it in the comments, and also send your business information to info@realvirtual.net, because Tiara is collecting your data so she can share it with other Black-owned businesses, people who want to do business with you. It is so important that we continue to support each other, because nobody else will support us like us. Okay, now, first of all right. It's the weekend. Y'all, this weekend was my birthday. I am 1 year closer to 50. I'll be 50 next year. So yesterday, February 23rd, I turned 49. Yay! So I had a good time with my kids. My kids surprised me as they always do. Like if my kids are the best. But what did you guys do this weekend? I want to know because again, this is interactive. I want to know what y'all did this weekend. Where did y'all go? What you do? Thank you for the happy birthdays. I appreciate it. What did you guys do this weekend? Let me tell you what I did. So first on Friday, I got invited to this Mardi Gras party on Friday. The Kappas were throwing this Mardi Gras party on Friday, and I went out there. So first, let me just tell you. Let me show you a couple of videos of my weekend. I went to this Friday Kappa thing. There was this band. Do I have the thing of the band? Oh yeah, there's a band. They had that was cute. Right, they had a little Kappa. They had a little band at the thing, and then, of course, you always gonna have the Kappas doing a. That was my Friday, and so I was told the next day by a couple of the brothers that I looked like I was upset, which I wasn't upset at all. I was bored. I was bored out of my mind, y'all. I was actually sitting there thinking maybe I did look upset. I was at this event and it was packed and all the things. I just see all these people all the time. And I was just sitting there thinking about what I could have been doing at home, all the work I could have been getting done, all the stuff that I could have been productive on at this thing. It was cool though. I mean, they had free food and free drinks all night, free hurricanes. We had drink tickets and it was cool. So shout out to the Kappas for putting on their thing. They did their thing. It was great. I appreciate it. I just felt like I should have been home and not went out. And then Saturday, I didn't really do anything. I stayed home and just cleaned up all Saturday. And then Sunday, oh my God, Saturday night, I was sitting on the couch and about 10 o'clock, my son from Hampton surprised me and I was so happy. So Sunday for my birthday, they ended up taking me to brunch. So we went to this little spot in Baltimore because Baltimore out here, Baltimore has really, really good food scene. So my kids took me to brunch. So those are my kids. They took me to brunch. So that's 3 of 4 of my children. My son Camille over there to the left. He's the youngest. You got me, then my daughter, and then my oldest son, Warren. So my kids are 20. My daughter's 25. My oldest son, Warren, to the right is 20. I have a son, Kyron, who's at Jackson State. He's 18. And then my youngest son, who's actually the tallest, he's 16. So I had a good time. Like I was so happy just to be with my kids. That was so cool. After, I had a couple of mimosas and I had the itis. So when I got home, I was getting ready to go to sleep. But I was like, I don't know if you guys remember, if you've been watching for a little bit, a couple of weeks ago, Aisha Braveboy, who is the state's attorney, she was on the show and she's running for the lady at the bottom. Me and Tierra talked to her. She is the current state's attorney and she's running for county executive. And so friend of mine, real cool chick, my boy, Jeff had a fundraiser for her yesterday at their house. And actually Jeff has been on here on my podcast before. And I've also been on him and his brothers have a podcast called In Brotherly Love. They always do this amazing cookout every year. It'd be like 300, 400, 500 people there every year. But I went over there to their house, his house, and he had a little thing.
Here in Prince George's County. I'm going to pass it, let the other brothers do their introductions because we do what we do. But again, we want to thank you all for coming out.
So that was cool. That was Sunday night. I went over there and supported Aisha. Aisha, she's gonna win. She's gonna be the new county exec. She was actually just endorsed by the governor. So she's the only one that got the governor's endorsement. So that was pretty cool. But I mean, my weekend was cool. It was kind of full. I stayed home on Saturday. I didn't do anything like super exciting or super spectacular. I won't be here on Friday, though. I will tell you that my uncle passed away and I will be in San Diego this weekend. So I won't be here on Friday. And I thought I was going to go down to Stockton where I have some property that my tenant is moving out of. I thought I was going to go down there, but she's not moving yet. So I'm going to bring my ass on back because if I don't ever got to go to Stockton, I don't want to. So I'm sorry for the people who are watching from Stockton, but I'm telling you, if I don't have to go there, there's no reason in the world I need to go there. Then I just try to not. So I'll be back. So I'll be back on Monday, but I won't be here on Friday. But I appreciate you guys rocking with me all the time as you do. So let me ask you a question. Well, let me see. Let me look at the comments. Let me see what y'all do. What y'all do? Oh, okay. Let me shout you out. Alan Lewis, Memphis, Tennessee, A+ Home Services and Property Maintenance, A+ Memphis.net. Thank you for somebody listen. Listen. Okay, he put his business on here. Make sure you send your information to info@realvirtual.net also, so that we can put you in the Black Business Directory. So look, we have a home inspector in Tennessee that put his business up there. Now, before we talk about, also we can talk about the topic today, the boycott, because I want to talk about how we can redirect our dollars. We do have a new segment of the Grow Your Money Club. It's the Ask Constance segment. And so I need for you guys to do me a favor. And what's up? It's your girl, Constance Carter. And we're going to add a new segment. It's called Ask Constance. Now, this is nothing new because I've done Ask Constance in the past. It's where people shoot me a DM and they'll ask me certain questions. We're going to take a segment of the show and just answer questions. Or you can shoot me a DM. Go ahead and make sure you follow me everywhere at I am Constance Carter. Shoot me a DM and ask me a question. This could be a question about anything. It could be about real estate, credit, wealth building, marriage, love, sex, whatever you want. It could be a strawberry letter. It could be a Dear John or a Dear Abby letter. Whatever you want. Anything that you want to bring and you want to ask, we're going to have a segment just for your questions. So let's go ahead and let's get to it. But first, I do want to thank you for the condolences. I appreciate it. It's my mom's brother, my Uncle Bill. He's one of the favorite uncles. So I'm definitely going to go down there and make sure I see my family. So Double A, she said she had a week off from school, master's. Okay, you getting your master's? Okay, that's what's up. You know, I got a PhD, a public high school diploma. So I always commend people who are going back to school and doing their things and getting that post-secondary education. Michelle said she went to church and went out to dinner, had a nice weekend. That's awesome. Oh, good. Jackie Douglas, New City Hair, Northtown Mall, Spokane, Washington. That is the name of her business. Okay. Oh, I'm glad you said that, Louisa Goodman. So you want to boycott Black businesses. You want to boycott Black businesses. In turn, you're going to crush those very Black businesses. None of that makes any sense. In fact, that's cruel. Oh, I'm glad you said that. Oh, I can't wait to. Oh, make sure you stay on, Lisa. Make sure you stay on, Lisa, because we're going to talk about that very thing. Oh, I'm so glad that you said it. And welcome to the party. I don't know if anybody wants to respond to Lisa, but it's all good. Okay, so I want to do the Ask Constance question because somebody asked an Ask Constance question. Okay, all right. So what they asked me, somebody DM'd me the other day. Where is it? They DM'd me the other day, and they said, where is my Ask Constance? Okay, they said, if you had $5,000 a month coming in for the rest of your life, it increases every year. How would you invest this passive income in this uncertain economy? That was a question somebody asked me. They said, if you have $5,000 a month in passive income, how would you invest? So I gave them a few different ways, okay? So one of the things I said is I would invest in the S&P 500, okay, because your rate of return is probably like 7%. About 7%. So if you're talking about this is money that you set aside, this is above and beyond what you got coming in. This is money. You want to make your money work for you. The first thing you want to do is take your money out the bank. You do not want to have your money in the bank because you're not getting any kind of good return on your investment. You're getting about 0.23% interest on your money. That bank is then taking your money and they're investing it and they're making money on your money and they're giving you less than 1% return on your investment. So take your money out the bank, put into an S&P 500. I would take a percentage of that and put in the S&P 500. Okay. The other thing I would do is I would put it into some permanent life insurance because there you have a rate of return of about 7%. You get a death benefit and you get a life benefit. That way you get to create your own bank with a permanent life insurance policy. Okay. So that's number 2. And number 3, what did I say? I said, some stock, buy some stock, buy things that, buy companies that you use, right? Instead of being a consumer, go to being an investor, right? So instead of buying Jordans, buy Nikes. Instead of buying an iPhone, you could have an iPhone. If you have an iPhone, buy Apple stock, like buy the things that you normally use, but invest in the S&P 500. ETFs is also good. Those are fractional stock. And then the biggest thing I would say is invest in yourself. If you can create some kind of business, if you could sit down and strategize, if you don't even know, maybe with a coach like me, because I have the Net 7 Collective where I help Black women increase their net worth to 7 figures. But I would invest in you. I would invest in some type of business for you that you can pass on to your children and your children's children. So those are the things that I would invest in if I had this $5,000 a month passive income coming in every single month. And this is above and beyond what I need to pay my bills. Those are a few things that I would invest in. Definitely put it in something that's generating compound interest. So S&P 500 is good. Stocks are good. Oh, the biggest investment is real estate also. So if you can invest in real estate as well, because I did say real estate, invest in that too. So real estate, but a business too that you could pass on. And then maybe even a side hustle, right? So if some of the things that we talked about last time are the different side hustles, and if you receive the side hustle list from Tierra, the biggest thing on some of the side hustles, like drop shipping. Oh, by the way, when I was on here talking to you guys the other day, and I was flowing, and I said, Black people, we need to mind our own business and mind our own business. I created a shirt. Remember I told y'all last week I created it. I had some cups and a shirt, minding my Black business and minding my Black business. See, that's a business. I created a business out of things that I said, right? I created a whole business. So now I'm having them online and I'm selling these shirts. So this is my hoodie, minding my Black business and minding my Black business. This is something you could do. The biggest thing though, is you could have this drop shipping business online, which could be your side hustle, but you got to put money into marketing. If nobody knows about it, then it's not going to do any good. You're just going to have this thing on here because you got to pay for your website. So you're going to have this site online that you're paying out every month, but you're not going to have any money coming in. So part of that money, if you want to invest in a side hustle, invest in doing the side hustle, but you got to invest in the marketing. If you have a business that you're going to invest in, you have to invest in the marketing. Remember, you can make the best pork chop on the south side of Chicago or Spokane, Washington, or whatever. But if nobody knows about it, then what's going to happen? It's not going to go anywhere. So that's going to be extremely important when you're looking at creating a business, is making sure that you have a marketing budget. The marketing budget is, if nobody knows about your business, is not going to do anything. So that marketing, the word of mouth, have 10%. The rule of thumb is 10% of what you invest, you should get a 90% return. So for example, if I invest $1,000, I should be getting a $100,000 return on my investment. That's kind of the rule of thumb. And I'm not talking about startup costs. I'm talking about your marketing budget. Once your business is established, and then you start putting money specifically into the marketing, that's the expected rate of return on. I said 1,000. If it's 1,000, you should be getting $10,000 back. That's 10%. If it's 10,000, you should expect to get $100,000 back. Okay, so that type of return on your investment is what you should expect when you're looking at investing in yourself, in your own business. Okay, all right. All right. Okay. So, Jackie said she has wigs at her salon at her store. Sophia told the lady to get her ass up off here. You didn't want to welcome her to the barbecue, Sophia? You didn't want to welcome her to the barbecue? Larry said we need to start boycott sports to stop racism and discrimination against FBAs because they still got to pay the Black payers. We will stop white people from making billions off our back. What we need to start doing initially is start sending our kids to HBCUs and stop sending them to these PWIs, these white colleges. They're making millions of dollars in these PWIs off the backs of Black students. If we can funnel them into our HBCUs, because number one, the federal government is taking their funding away from HBCUs. So we need to start directing our children, because we know they can't stop the sports. They can't stop the money that you can get from creating a great sports team. But if we as parents can encourage, and we could just put a campaign around really sending our kids to HBCUs, that's going to help tremendously. One thing is, they cannot do anything without us, but because we are a consumption class of people, they depend on us being consumers and continuing our consumption to continue to fund their greed. And that's the whole thing, even with Target and all the other companies that have rolled back their DEI. Now you got to think about this. This whole idea of rolling back the DEI, and I know I've talked about this before, rolling back DEI initiatives meant that wasn't in the fabric of their companies anyway. DEI was not in their DNA. They did it as a vanity project to satisfy whomever, to satisfy the status quo, to satisfy what was popular. You know, the boycotts, you know, when George Floyd and the boycotts were going on, that's the reason why they implemented the DEI in there. And again, DEI did not help Black people. We all know that. If you're on here, if you're under the sound of my voice and you hear me, understand, we know that we were not the biggest benefactors of DEI. It was for vanity purposes. But when they rolled back the DEI, they're saying to you, Black people, F you. I don't care about your money. I don't care about doing business with you. And that's the reason why we have to speak so loudly, because it's not about getting Black people in position at these companies. We got to don't worry about having a seat at their table. We got to create our own tables. But what we have to do is we have to send a message to say our voices count, our dollars count. Our dollars are keeping you in business. If we were a country with $1.8 to $2 trillion in spending power, if we were a country, y'all, we would be the 8th largest country in the world with our consumption. We have that much power. And so what they do is they think we're stupid. And I hate when people play in my face and think I'm dumb. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to be like, I'm not going to tell you off. I'm going to step back with my money. I'm going to step back with more power than you can imagine. See, they don't expect us to think strategically. They expect us to ride in the streets, destroy, whatever, or that can keep spending. They depend on us being ignorant and continuing to be consumers. So just like Dennis Spraggin says, we are stronger together. Okay. Jackie talked about sending our people to El Salvador is my concern. Okay. I don't know what that means. I'm not sure what that means, but okay. So listen, it's 4 days. We're 4 days away from this boycott. Okay. We're 4 days away from this boycott, where we need to be strategic about how we do it. It's not even about spending, you guys, though. It's about redirecting our money, because we're going to continue to need things. We're going to continue to need items. So we got to just look at redirecting our money. And I just got a text the other day and I didn't get a chance to look at it, but somebody said, my boy Marcus sent me a text and he said, the boycott is actually working here in Bowie, Maryland. He said the boycott from Target, they're losing a ton of money. I wish I would have remembered.
I came all the way.
Okay, so Target was empty. Oh, this is the one up the street. This is the one I go to. So the Target by my house, the one I used to go to, not the one I go to. It looks like it's empty as shit. I love it. We need to do the same thing at Walmart, because when you go to Walmart, they have all your products, Black people, locked up like animals, like you guys are animals. So what we need to do is we need to make sure that we redirect our money. Okay. Just like I said, if we were a country, we would be the 8th largest economy in the world. But why do we own so little? We have all of this money, but we own so little. So how long does the Black dollar stay in our community? I did a TED talk. It's called Google That Shit. And it talks about closing the wealth gap, because there was an article in Forbes magazine that said by the year 2053, Black median wealth was going to be 0. And so my hypothesis was that I don't believe that it's going to happen. I believe that Black people are stronger together and there's things that we can do. But if you look at our spending habits right now and how they've been in the past, we're not spending with each other, right? Because it stays in our community 6 hours. Right? The dollar stays in our community 6 hours. We spend 2% with each other. Asian community, 30 days. Jewish community, 20 days. White community, 17 days. Even Hispanic community, 11 days, which is also a disenfranchised community, but they also spend with each other. But where is our money going? These are the biggest industries profiting off of you. What do you guys think? Let me ask you that. What do you think the biggest industries that are profiting off of Black spending are? I want you to tell me, what are the biggest industries profiting off of Black spending? While you put your answers in the comments, I'm gonna go to a quick commercial real quick. But put your answers in the comments, all right? Have you joined the Grow Your Money Club yet? If not, why not? The Grow Your Money Club is a comprehensive program designed to take you through the complete wealth building journey. We don't just offer random courses, we guide you along a clear path, starting with fixing your credit and becoming a certified credit expert, to building your business, increasing your cash flow, diversifying your portfolio, and ultimately letting your money work for you. With over 30 trainings designed to increase your net worth, you get to either purchase the trainings individually or go through the 12-month roadmap. Here are just a few of the courses. From campus to cash flows, this is teaching your children to become real estate investors. The wealth map training shows you how to eliminate your debt, increase your credit, and diversify your revenue streams. You can learn to write your book using ChatGPT. Learn how to build your online community. What about 8 ways to make money using AI? Oh, and here's 7 online revenue streams to fund your $1 million dream. How about learning how to purchase tax deeds or land banks? What about getting started in government contracting? If you're a rookie, the Real Estate for Rookies training has everything you need. The Business Blueprint training will help you build your business foundation, get business credit, get business funding, and learn how to pay yourself so that you can scale your business to the next level. Or perhaps you want to create jaw-dropping video content using CapCut, Midjourney, and ChatGPT. There are so many trainings and master classes within the Grow Your Money Club, and I also drop 1 new training per month. You do not want to miss out on this opportunity to invest in yourself, because guess what? You are your biggest commodity. You are your biggest investment. Join the Grow Your Money Club today. Yo, hopefully you guys have joined the Grow Your Money Club, because I drop 1 new training in every month. And I have some really amazing, you saw all the, I don't got to go over that, but you saw all the trainings that we have inside the Grow Your Money Club. So go to growyourmoney.club and sign up. It's all about financial literacy, wealth building, business growth, investment strategies, generational wealth, and revenue streams, all of that. So if you want to go from being a consumer to an investor, you need to invest in yourself and go to the Grow Your Money Club. Now, let me look at the comments. I was watching the comments as I was looking at the commercial, as the commercial was on. So look, so somebody said food and beauty, music and food, fast food, amazing. Oh, I thought she said Amazon. Ooh, payday loans. Ooh, health and beauty, music, clothing, Amazon, clothes, shoes, the pre-K to prison pipeline. That ain't what we spending our money on. Hair, nails, cosmetics. And then Larry said, we don't have a lot because of the racist banks. They're giving loans money to everyone else but Black American people. And we can address that too. And them getting rid of the CFPB is also going to exacerbate that. But what can we do in order to counter that? There's things that we could do. We'll talk about it. But that's really, really good feedback. So here's the top 4 things that we are spending our money on. You ready? You ready? You ready? Beauty and hair care is number 1. We spend $7.5 billion, but most beauty supply stores are not what? Black owned. Yep. Number 2, food, fast food and junk food. Companies, they target Black people, and it leads to health and financial consequences. Okay. Number 3, luxury goods. Guess what? You are the purveyor of cool. You make everything cool. We make brands cool, but they do not reinvest in us. And then finally, entertainment, which is music, sports, TV. Again, we're the culture, y'all, but we don't own the industries. But when we have like free enterprising things like, you know, being on YouTube and being able to have these conversations, they can't gatekeep, right? Everybody don't need to be on TV. Everybody don't need to be on NBC. This information is free. You don't got to pay to get on here, right? We don't have to have any types of commercials, but also, you know, you can get on here and you can be doing exactly the same thing as me. The person who's behind there that's helping me right now, Jahari, she is a part of Net 7 Collective. And one of the things she wants to do is she wants to start a podcast about a sports podcast. So I'm showing her all the behind the scene things and how to run a podcast so she could do her own podcast. Because let me tell you something, there's enough room for everybody out there. If there's something that you are really, really good at and you know how to talk, disseminate information. I couldn't even say disseminate. I couldn't even disseminate. You know how to disseminate information. There's room for you. So they can't gatekeep, but yet we spend all this money on entertainment. We spend all of this money on hair care products and we don't own anything. So we got to get out of the consumption. Now, remember last week, if you were on here and I was talking about the IRS, I'm taking away the IRS, right? So if we continue to be the consumption class, y'all, we are going to be in trouble if they take away the IRS, because we're going to have all the money in our pocket, but we're going to be paying 30% more for the goods and services, at least 30% more in consumption tax. So if we're not positioning ourselves to redirect our money in things that are going to make us money, then we are going to be in trouble. We're the biggest consumers. So we got to make sure that we are continuing to bring the money back, investing in ourselves, but investing in our communities. But let me ask you this. What if we just shifted 10% of our spending power, of our spending to Black-owned communities, Black businesses? We would create tens of thousands of Black millionaires. And that's how the cycle continues. So you create a millionaire, you become a millionaire, and you continue to build your community. Remember those communities. Remember Black Wall Street. Let me tell you. So O.W. Gurley, he bought 40 acres in Tulsa. He wasn't even from Tulsa. He bought 40 acres in Tulsa. And he said, I'm going to sell this to Black people. I'm going to sell this land to Black people. And he sold the land to Black people. They created their own industries. They said, what are our needs? What are the needs of the people in this area? We need a bus system. Okay. We need a hospital. We need all of these things. And they put their money together and they started building these things. We can do the same thing today. We have the network opportunities of what we have in the internet, right? We have the internet that's bringing us all together to be able to create coalitions and collaborations across the world, pretty much. We don't need to just it doesn't have to be right here, primarily in the place that you reside. You can collaborate with anyone all over the world. You can create a joint venture partnership with anyone all over the world, just by virtue of they turned around and gave us the internet. Yo, by the way, I'm not going to curse today. My dad, I told y'all my dad be on me. He like, my dad called me on Friday, y'all, real quick. Side note, my dad called me on Friday and he's like, I love my dad. I love my dad. He is the best, greatest man on earth. I promise you, the best man I've ever met in my life. And I'm very lucky to have him. Lucky to have a father like him. Anyway, he says, he calls me and I can hear some like trepidation in his voice. And I'm like, what's up, Dad? And he's like, oh, nothing. And I'm like, what's up? And he's like, oh, so you got a lot of people that listen to you, huh? And I said, some thousands of people that hear my podcast. He was like, oh, I was like, oh, what? I'm cussing? What? He was like, no, I was just thinking that maybe you should do a devotional Bible study. You want me to do a Bible study? But Daddy, I'd be cussing. He said, but that's the point. You can't cuss and do the devotional. So he wants me to do a devotional. I'm not doing a devotional, Dad. I'm not going to do it. However, I'm not going to cuss today. Okay. But I can't guarantee you about what's going to happen tomorrow. Well, my dad be so mad at me. He be like, you're doing so good till you start doing all that cussing. Anyway, I know I be talking about my dad, but he be hot on me cussing. I promise you. So he want me to do a devotional with y'all, which I'm not doing. However, I'm not going to curse today. Okay. So if we got to change our psychology around we spend, and then understand, why do we spend in the way that we spend? Why? Why do we buy these consumption products? Because we love flexing. Because I was talking about, oh, no, I already talked about Black Wall Street. Okay. Because we love flexing. I mean, when you never had anything, or when things get taken away from you, you understand, when things get taken away from you, or you've been deprived of something, you get a little bit of money, you get a little bit of status. I understand that. And I don't look down on us for that, because a lot of times we'll be like, see, we can't never come. I hear that a lot. We can't never come together. We ain't never going to do this. We're going to be like, we are speaking this negativity into the universe about who we are, but that's not who we are. I understand the psychology of the way we spend. It's things that have happened to our people over the years. Yes, it's very valid. This is very, very valid. However, we can actually change the narrative and change the thinking. I'm not telling you to deprive yourself of anything. I don't think that you should deprive yourself. I believe that you should be able to have certain things. If you work very hard, don't deprive yourself. Go on vacation, buy yourself nice shoes, but don't do it to the detriment of yourself and not have any money at the end of the day left to be able to leave a legacy for your children and your children's children. I will say this, Dad, if you're listening, here's a Bible verse. The Bible says a good man leaves an inheritance for his children and his children's children. I give you that. That's wisdom, though. You know, everything that we do, everything I do, I have a why. My why is these four little ninjas that live with me. Wait, where I was gonna try to do it real quick. But these where my kids at? Hey, I couldn't even do it fast enough. Them right there, plus one. He's not here. This is why I do what I do. It's because of them. This is why I work so hard. It's why I get up early in the morning and I work and I slave late at night. And I've done that their whole lives because I'm leaving something for them. Right? You have a why. Most of you have a why of why you're doing what it is that you're doing. A good man leaves an inheritance for our children. So we got to change the psychology of why we spend. Right? We got to start educating ourselves on these things. This is you being here right now. You listening to Dr. Boyce and you listening to all the things that are enlightening you and pouring into you and that are growing and developing you. This is good. This is good. You could be spending this time listening to gossip, scrolling the internet, going on Instagram, looking at the shade room, looking at all the latest gossip. But you choose to be here with me and learn something. And for that, I'm grateful. But I also want to say kudos to you for doing it because you don't have to do it. You don't have to do it. So you are spending the time right now investing in yourself. So what I need you to do is I need you to go ahead and go to wherever you're watching, get this link. And I want you to go and share this with somebody else because not only do you need to hear it, but other people need to hear it too, because the only way we're going to make real change in our community is if everybody knows. We have to be each one teach one. We got to, reach out to each other. We got to let them know what's going on. When I go on vacation, I don't want to be the only one on vacation. That's not fun. When I do certain things, let me tell you, I was just telling somebody the other day, when I was in Stockton, I was a top producing real estate agent, right? I was top producer from the time I started until the time I left. And I would go to these award ceremonies. I will be the only Black one for years. The only Black person, it'll be old white people. It was like watching paint dry. I promise. And I just stopped going. I was just like, yo, send me my, and I have, tons of awards. I was like, just send me my award. I'm gonna do this shit. I don't like being the only Black. That ain't no flex. Me being the only Black person. That wasn't no flex. I want to see other people winning too. I want to see other people at the award ceremonies. I want to see other people, getting money. I want to celebrate with all of y'all. So the fact that you are here, thank you for being here, but make sure you're sharing this. Make sure you're sharing this with other people because they need to know this information. They need to change their mindset because a lot of people, and this is what I want you to do too. I want you to send this to somebody who is always negative about Black people. Right. I want you to send this to somebody who says, I don't do business with Black people. I want you to send this podcast to somebody who says, we can't never get together. We crabs in the pot. Because they need to shift their mindset. Okay. Maybe you can't convince them. Maybe something I say or do, I pray, is something that I say or do that's going to change their mindset to let them know, look, you are greater. You are the head, not the tail. You are the investor, not the consumer. You are great. You got greatness in your DNA. You really do. You really do, Black people. You just have to know that you have greatness. Because when you say we ain't gonna never do nothing, you're saying I ain't gonna never do nothing, right? You're speaking that over your life. Because the rest of us, the people who are here watching, we're moving forward. We doing our damn thing. We're in formation. We got it. We figured it out. We're in action. Okay. We are intentional. That's what we doing. But what everybody else is doing, I don't know. But just make sure that you share this with those people who need to hear this because they need to know. Because we lack financial education. Most of us weren't taught in school or by our parents about stock, about real estate, about business ownership, about credit. Yo, the only thing I knew about credit when I was growing up is that we had bad credit. It's the only thing my parents taught me about credit. I'm going to keep it real. I love my parents to death. The only thing that they taught me about credit is what we couldn't have or what we couldn't do because we had this bad credit. And I had no idea what credit was. All I knew was that it was ruining our lives, right? So I vowed not to have bad credit. I vowed I would never, because I always overheard my parents saying, we can't do this, got bad credit. Can't do this, got bad credit. So when I grew up, I was like, oh, I'm going to have good credit forever. And then life happened. And if you know my story, I ended up with a 379 credit score. And I ended up writing a book about credit. And it became a best-selling book. I ended up helping other people $379 back up to $800. Went from $800 to $379, went back up. But a lot of people don't know this information. If you go to my reviews on Amazon, any of my books, right? Somebody said this book, this you can sit down and read this book in a day, in an hour. This is it's powerful. It don't got to be a novel in order for it to be good, right? But people have said this book has literally changed my life. We weren't taught these things, but it's my mission and my goal to make sure that you are taught, to make sure that you understand. So you being on places like this, doing your research. One of the things that I have Net 7 Collective, the ladies from Net 7 Collective do is read a book called Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. That's the first thing that they do before. There's a bunch of things that I have them do before they start the program, but I have them read this book called Outliers. And it's because I believe they're outliers. If you are here under the sound of my voice and you are doing something different and you are investing in yourself, you, ladies and gentlemen, are outliers. You're unicorns. The reason why I have them reading this book called Outliers is because Malcolm Gladwell, and I love the way he's an author and I've read several of his books, but I love the way he hypothesizes certain things. But in this particular book, he was talking about how it takes 10,000 hours to create perfection. And he was talking about all of these different things that all these different people did and how they were able to create perfection. And so he said, so he mentioned Bill Gates, he mentioned the Beatles, he mentioned, a bunch of really successful people. What are you doing with your 10,000 hours? What are you doing with your 10,000 hours? Are you scrolling through the internet? Are you wasting time? What are you doing? So if you could take those 10,000 hours and you can put it into something that's going to grow you mentally, it's going to be a game changer for you. Okay. So real quick, just real quick, I want you to look at this right here. As a result of these ladies going through the Net 7 Collective, they all became authors. And this cool thing is I saw Dr. Shirley. She had a whole book reading ceremony at her church last weekend. It was so cool. But let me just... This book is an inspiring collection of stories from the ladies of the Net 7 Collective who've overcome adversity, broken generational cycles, and built wealth while uplifting their communities. I am so proud to be a part of such a powerful group of women who truly live by the principle, iron sharpens iron. All right. So if you are a Black woman or a Black woman, have them go to net7bbs.com so they can talk to me. And so we can see if you'd be a good fit to join our program, because my thing is, and this is me working with you personally to ensure that we increase your net worth by 7 figures. So that's my contribution to growing the wealth gap. So if you're interested, go to net7bbs.com. But thank you for saving the link, Miss Sophia. Net 7, she said go to net7bbs.com. I'm going to put that link in the comments so that you can go there and you can sign up. net7bbs.com. If you are a Black woman or a Black woman, have them talk to me, have them holler at me. Okay. So the other thing is, remember I said that, status or having things, depriving yourself is not, I don't want you to deprive yourself. However, we should not use status or equate wealth with what we drive, or a status of wealth or the perception of wealth. Do you realize who was that said that? I think it was Chris Rock. I think he said that his neighbors are like other celebrities and doctors and dentists and things like that, right? So we think that we have to, have some type of celebrity in order to get money. In actuality, all we have to do is really invest in ourselves and create businesses. I live in an area where there's a lot of wealth. There's a lot of Black wealth. It's because a lot of them were able to create sustainable businesses. And so what can you do? The thing about, if you look at most millionaires, they're not wearing their wealth. They're not wearing the Gucci belts. Mark Zuckerberg wears a hoodie, right? I'm not interested in, I remember when I was, I had hired a marketing person for me, and she was just like, in order for me to help you, you gotta showcase your house. You gotta showcase your car. You need to be wearing this. You need to be showing people you in first class. Why? I'm just not interested. I'm not interested. That's just not me. It's actually kind of cringy to me for me to be showing you, but the thing about that though, on the other hand, is Black people love that. This other guy told me, he said, well, he said, I rented Ferraris. I rented mansions so that I could market myself. And I was like, why? He was like, I said, but I'm just a regular chick who's made some great decisions, who's made some great investments. And he's like, yeah, but why would they want to work with you if you was a regular chick? Because I've made some money. I got to show y'all my money. Like, y'all should know by just listening to me that I know what I'm talking about, right? But unfortunately, a lot of us are impressed by material things, but those aren't the things that are sustaining. You look at a lot of people who've lost so much money. 85% of NFL players go broke within 5 years of retiring. Just because you have a lot of money or doesn't mean that you're going to keep the money, right? So it's not just about having the money. It's about being able to keep the money. All right. So we got to stop like impulse spending and being, so we got to look at life with an abundant eye. You are a child of the King, right? God owns a cattle on 1,000 hills. That's my other devotional, Daddy. If you listening, God owns a cattle on 1,000 hills. He owns everything. So because he owns everything, you have access to everything, regardless of what the man has done, regardless of the oppressive nature of the system, regardless of what's going on in the White House. You have the opportunity to have whatever you want. My nephew just sent me a little happy birthday, I miss you thing. That was cute. You have the opportunity to have whatever you want. The reason why you don't is because you don't believe you can. Because having wealth, it starts with your mind. It starts with you having the belief, right? I wrote a book. I wrote a book about it. Want to hear? Here go. But it's called The Secret to Breaking the Bro Code. And the being the bro code is having the belief that you deserve it, right? Having understanding that you deserve everything that's here for you. The R in the bro code is being ready to receive it. You got to be in a position to receive it. You got to be the right person in the right place at the right time. The O in the bro code is being obsessed with your success, whatever that looks like for you. Whatever that looks like. What does success look like for you? Does it look like you need to lose 50 pounds? Does it look like you want to leave a legacy for your children? Does it look like you want to create a sustainable business? What does that look like? You got to be obsessed with it. You got to eat, breathe, think, drink, all of that if you want to be successful. And K is just getting that knowledgeable, understanding, making sure that you're taking training, that you're listening to positive podcasts, that you are going to conferences. Meet me at the Black Millionaire Conference in Miami, Florida in 2 weeks. Meet me over there. Meet me at the Power Networking Conference in a few months with Dr. George Frazier. Meet me there. Meet me at the All Black National Convention with Dr. Boyce Frazier. Dr. Boyce Watkins in a few months. Meet me there. These are all the places where you're going to be able to continue to pour into yourself and get that knowledge. Okay. And then the other thing is being economical. That's investing in yourself. You are your biggest commodity and you are your biggest investment, and you have to be economical. Okay. So what should we do? Here's where we can intentionally shift our Black dollars. Support Black owned businesses. Okay. In beauty, in fashion, in food, and in finance. Now, if you don't want to eat soul food all the time, we do more than soul food. Eat at home. But stop. Did you know that Irv Gotti, I just saw this weekend that Irv Gotti died because he didn't believe his diabetes diagnosis. And he died when he was eating Chinese food. He wouldn't stop eating Chinese food. And he had like a stroke while he was eating Chinese food. So we got to just change that anyway, right? But stop. Just I'm not saying don't spend with anybody else, but shift your spending to Black-owned beauty stores. They're actually a lot of cities have them that you probably don't even know about. So like who was that? Jackie Douglas. Jackie Douglas has a wig shop. She has a Black-owned beauty supply store. If you are in Spokane, Washington, make sure you patronize her. Okay. So make sure you are going Black. You are being very intentional. It's so funny because, when I was in Stockton at Catalyst, we were Black owned, but we weren't Black only. We had everybody work for us, but we were Black majority. But every time I would hire a photographer, I would hire a makeup artist, I would hire a contractor, they always gonna see Black faces coming in there. And somebody pointed it out one time, was like, aren't you scared that it's gonna alienate other people in the business? No. Because are they scared that they're gonna alienate me when I'm working for a white company and they only hiring white people? Absolutely not. I'm unapologetic about who I do my business with. I don't care. I'm going to always support Black-owned businesses first. Just like Barrow Solomon said, the reason why Jews keep all their wealth is because they support Jews first. They don't go anywhere else unless they absolutely cannot find anybody in their community that does the work. Now, if somebody doesn't do right work, I'm going to make sure that, I offer some constructive criticism. For example, I remember I was having a retreat one year, and I was getting some shirts done from two different vendors. One was a Black-owned girl. She was in Stockton, and somebody referred her to me. So she did some shirts. They look like iron-ons. Like she took the logo, she ironed them on, and she gave me these shirts. And before the weekend was over, it was coming off. And so then I had somebody else doing it, and they did shirts like this. Just these good quality shirts. Anyway, I was like, hey, I just want to give you some feedback. I'm going to go ahead and pay you, but I just want to let you know these shirts are, the quality is not good. You might want to do this. And her response was, well, when you going to pay me my money? I said, okay, here's your money. But what she failed to do is listen, and she failed to get business from me ever again. Not understanding like how much access I have, how much, what my networking capacity is, how I could have changed the life of her business. But she was so short-sighted that, she couldn't see. She didn't want to take the constructive feedback. And a lot of people aren't even willing to give the constructive feedback. A lot of people will go and bash. I didn't bash. I didn't tell anybody about her business. I just never did business with her again. She missed out on an opportunity. Let's always try to give our people the benefit of the doubt first. And if it doesn't work out, give constructive feedback. And if it doesn't work out, then you move on. Okay. But always try to give our people the benefit of the doubt first. Okay. Go to We Buy Black is a website where you can go to where you can find Black products. Official Black Wall Street is another directory. And of course, the directory that Tiara is putting together is another directory where you're going to find Black-owned businesses. Make sure you go there. It was cool. I wish I had the picture. Wish I had thought about it. My son a few years ago was featured on We Buy Black. He was, he had took my stock portfolio from $7,000 to like $30,000-$40,000 in 3 months, and so he was featured in We Buy Black. I was also featured in We Buy Black as well. But they're a great site, but they don't have all the Black-owned businesses, but they have a good amount of Black-owned businesses. Okay. The other thing is what we need to do is we need to join a Black credit union, a Black bank. Take your money out of these white institutions, especially the ones that said, we rolling back DEI. Didn't Wells Fargo say that? And didn't they also have predatory lending? They were fined by the CFPB millions and millions of dollars for offering predatory loans and predatory practices and creating fake bank accounts and charging exorbitant fees to people like you. Take your money out of those institutions and start putting them in Black-owned credit unions, Black-owned financial institutions. Whether it's a bank or a credit union, they have them all over the country. And with the power of the internet, which is great, you don't have to walk in and do it. Okay. The other thing is, instead of these big box stores, Target, Walmart, support smaller stores, support mom and pop shops. Okay. Farmers markets, Black-owned restaurants. See where you can find them. Also, your Black Chamber of Commerce should have in your local area. It should have a directory of a lot of the Black-owned businesses in your area. See which ones are out there that you can patronize. Again, it's about being intentional. Okay. Look for Black-owned delivery and prep meal services. Okay. So we got to, again, shift, because this boycott with Target is only the beginning. It's about shifting your mindset, shifting your dollars, creating new habits, because we're so stuck with convenience. We love convenience. So we got to get out of the mindset of what's convenient for us. And we got to start doing what makes sense for us. If we invest in them, they can invest back in us. So for this lady up there who said that we're making Black-owned businesses suffer, we're not. Because those Black-owned businesses that are in Target, they're also available online. So the ones that you were getting ready to go to Target to go get, you could also go online and get those same products. You don't have to go into Target and get them. What is it going to do? It's going to cripple Target. It's going to make them think twice about them rolling back their DEI efforts. Again, DEI, we know. I'm the first one to say DEI didn't help us Black people. But what it is they're saying it's a big FU to us. Real quick, I want to tell you before I wrap up about the Net 7 Collective. The Net 7 Collective is a group of women from all over the country. And if you don't know, I coach these beautiful, amazing, brilliant Black women that just happened to write a book. You see how thick this book is? Have you gotten our book? Go to Amazon and get Unbreakable and make sure you put Constance Carter in there. Unbreakable Constance Carter. My chapter is actually in there too. We all have chapters in there where we talk about different things that's happened in our lives that have made us unbreakable. The resilience of Black women, which we are very, very resilient. These are some amazing, inspiring stories of the Net 7 Collective. But if you are a Black woman or you know a Black woman, let them know about the Net 7 Collective. But let me just show you some of the results.
When I joined the Net 7, I had no idea of Constance connection. I met a group of women that changed my life. But Constance showed me when you get one-on-one coaching with her, you get a certain amount of those. You meet these women. We learned about government contracts. We learned how to build wealth. We learned about real estate. And we built a sisterhood that sustains me to this day. So I'm telling you, if you want to rock your life, if you want to grow your brain, if you want to upscale your brand, you can get all of that with today's purchase of the great. And I tell her, her name Constant is who she is. She is constant. She is resilient. And you will feel like you're the only one in a group of women because she has an intimate touch when it comes to knowing her clients.
Yeah. Y'all hear my baby cheering for me? Yeah. One thing I could say, I mean, all of what she said is true. But one thing that I could just reiterate on is the fact that I do have a one-on-one relationships with every single lady. I'm invested in every single lady who actually goes through the program. I'm truly invested in them. And yeah, so if you are looking to grow your brain, like she says, or grow your brand or grow your business, grow your, that might be the next shirt. Grow your brain, your brand, or your, write that down. Grow your brain, talk to me, net7bbs.com if you want to grow your brain, your brand, or your business. I love that. Oh, that's mine. The other thing is you can go to my website, constancecarter.com/net7 collective, and you can see all about, the breakdown of what it is that we do. Okay. So I'm going to wrap us up, but I do want to tell us there's a few things that we need to do. We need to take our money and we need to invest in ourselves. We need to invest in stock. If you own a business, here's a suggestion. If you own a business, run a sale. That's what I'm getting ready to do. I'm about to put all my books. That's a great idea, Constance. You are brilliant. I'm about to put all my books on sale on February 28th. All my books are going to be on sale on February 28th. All of my shirts are going to be on sale on February 28th. Everything that I have is going to be on sale. Net 7 Collective. Ooh, Net 7 Collective will be on sale on February 28th. Everything I have is there's going to be a percentage off on everything. I don't know what it looks like yet, but February 28th. Okay. So February 28th to March 1st, we are going to have a sale on everything. Okay. So if you guys want to purchase anything from me, I'm going to make sure that I reduce my prices on February 28th to March 1st. Okay. But you guys, this is not just about one day. This is not just about one day. This is about setting a new financial standard. It's about reclaiming who you are. It's about letting them know about your economic power. Remember the marches that happened, the civil rights marches that happened in the 60s. They did not happen until we took our economics away. We know that is the number one way that we can put a dent in what's going on in this economy. Okay. So it's not just what we buy, it's why we buy it. We got to make sure that our minds are right. We got to make sure that we're focused. We got to be in formation. Why do we spend so much on luxury brands that don't invest in us? They are not investing in you. We got to understand, why is it that Black-owned businesses are struggling while we make everyone else rich? How can we shift our mindset from being consumers to owners and investors? We got to break the status symbol mindset. True wealth isn't about what you wear, y'all. It's about what you own. I want you to put that in the comments. True wealth is not about what you wear. It's about what you own. I want to say it another time for the people in the back. True wealth isn't about what you wear. It's about what you own. True wealth is not about what you wear. Come on, somebody put it in the comments. It's about what you own. True wealth is not about what you wear. It's about what you own. We need to hear that. I'm gonna go one more time for the slow typers. True wealth is not about what you wear. It's about what you own. Okay. Okay. So we got to shift from spending to investing. Every dollar should be working for you, not just making corporations richer. We got to make financial literacy, financial education, increasing your financial IQ a priority, not only for you, but we got to teach the next generation about how to build generational wealth. And if you don't know, invest in a program for them to learn. Invest in a program for you to learn. Okay. So the boycott day is the day that we start. It's not the day that we end. How do we move forward after February 28th? Keep a Black-owned business in rotation every week. Okay. We spend 2% of our dollars in Black-owned. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for putting that in the comments. We spend only 2% with Black-owned businesses. Imagine if we got it up to 10%. Okay. If we keep a Black-owned business in rotation every week, if we're intentional about how we're spending their money, it's going to make a difference. Okay. Stop financing companies that don't invest in you, that say, we don't want to F with you. We're not messing with you. Stop financing companies that say that we are rolling back DEI. That all they're saying is that we do not support you. Again, if they really were about DEI, it would have already been in the culture of their companies. It would have already been in their DNA, right? DEI was not in their DEA if they had to implement it after the outcries of a certain event that happened. Okay. Create group economics, collective economics to support systems that keep Black businesses thriving. What about SUSUs? You guys know about SUSUs. Create small groups where you guys are putting money in a pot and you're investing together. If you've been on here before, I've talked about Barry Gordy. His parents were so innovative. Back in the 30s and the 40s, these Black people, they owned their own businesses. His mom was had an insurance company. His dad, real estate, and owned a grocery store. They all would put their money in a pot. His parents, his brother and sister. And when he decided he wanted to do Motown, he went to the family and he said, this is what I want to do. And they took money off the pot and they invested in Motown. And that was the start of Motown. Imagine what you could do together. Maybe everybody can't buy the business right now. Maybe, this is also what Asian people do. This is also, they put their money in the pot. I remember seeing when I was growing up in San Jose, California, they would be 20 deep in the damn house. And we used to laugh at them. Now they own everything in San Jose. while we flossing, right? While we still in the projects, they own because they took the time to practice collective economics together. What can you do? I'm not saying go live with a bunch of people, but what can you do? Maybe it might just be investing in a pool with other people. So listen, here's your call to action. Tag a Black-owned business in the comments and support them. So if you have a Black-owned business, if you know a Black-owned business, not just the ones that you have, but the ones you know, tag one or put their information in the comments. Okay. Share this episode with somebody who needs to hear it. Okay. And also, I have a group on Facebook. It's called Woke. It's about being wealthy, outstanding, knowledgeable, and empowered. And the reason it actually used to be called My Wealth Roadmap. It's the roadmap to your wealth. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to take back the word woke. Okay. Because this motherfucker is, I slipped. Dad, if you're listening, don't turn it off. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean it. But this president of yours.
Woke is bullshit. I don't know if you've been watching, but we got rid of woke over the last 2 weeks. Woke is gonzo. So we took over the Kennedy Center. We didn't like what they were showing and various other things. We're going to make sure that it's good and it's not going to be woke. There's no more woke in this country. This woke has cost us a fortune and cost us our reputation. I don't like the term woke because I hear woke. It's like just a term that half the people can't even define it. They don't know what it is. A lot of things going on with our military, with the woke and all this nonsense. They're not learning to fight and protect us from some very bad people. They want to go woke. Woke means, it means you're a loser. Everything woke. Everything woke. It's true. Everything woke turns to shit.
Y'all, that just chaps my hide. This man has taken our word that we have used for years, just telling people to stay aware, stay woke. And he's taken it and they've used it and made it into something. They bastardized it. And so I changed the name of my wealth roadmap on Facebook, and it's called Woke, because it's all about being wealthy, outstanding, knowledgeable, and empowered. That's who we are. So I want to continue to remind all of us to stay woke, because they trying to pull the wool over our eyes, and they think that we're dumb. They think that what they're doing is going to really affect us. But I think they've underestimated us this time, you guys. I really do. I think this is the time now more than ever. This is the time now more than ever to get information to really make an impact. If they take away the IRS, if they take away taxes, there's going to be a 30% consumption tax that we're going to have. If we remain consumers, if we're not positioned properly, we are going to be disproportionately affected. So we got to get our stuff together. We got to take our money. We got to invest our money into industries that's going to make us more money. Okay. So make sure you join the woke group inside Facebook as well. And again, I'm going to do it because I made a commitment here talking to y'all. I'm going to put all my stuff on sale over the next few days for the 28th, because I want you to patronize my Black-owned business. Also, if you're in California, DC, Maryland, or Virginia, I'm a licensed real estate broker here, and so me and my daughter, yes, you look at my baby. So we are helping people in this area to get in position. Because again, that's my mission, to get you in position to where you're wealth building, where you're not a consumer, that you are an investor. So we're helping people here. Also in the Black Business Black Business Mastery Training, I'm teaching people also how to become investors, real estate investors. So go to bbsrealestatemastery.com. No, b1realestatemastery.com. If you want to invest in real estate with other wealth builders, go to b1realestatemastery.com. If you notice the recurring theme here, everything that I do is all about enhancing you and supporting you and helping you to better yourself. That my life is full of the service that I'm willing and I'm wanting. I've sacrificed my life to be able to help other people. That's the only thing I want to do, is see my people win. So everything that you see on here is about what we can do to enhance ourselves so that we can be the lender and not the borrower, the investor and not the consumer. Okay. So that's what it's about. Y'all, I'm going to get out of here. Listen, I love you guys. Oh, let me look at your comments, see if I missed anything. Purchase coach. Yeah, True Wealth. Wow. 90% of my clients are not Black. Most of the people go to the other stores. Y'all better support Jackie's wig store. Okay. Oh, Jackie, you know about them Story Road apartment. You from San Jose? You said you was from Jackie Douglas. Oh, this is the one that I helped. Wait, you're the one that made $2 million. I still need to know what I did to help you to make $2 million, Jackie. You're that Jackie, right? Because there was 2 Jackies last week. Was that the right Jackie? Okay. Cool. Make sure, shout out to Jahari, who's a realtor in Stockton. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and head out with this Black History moment. This is one of my favorite ones. And then, my Black History videos, I'm going to still continue to do them maybe once a week because they take a lot of work, y'all. Listen. So first, I got to research the person, right? Then I got to write down all the facts about the person. I got to put it in my own voice. And then I got to go get the pictures. And I use Midjourney, and I use all of the, CapCut and all these things to create the videos. It takes, each video takes me about 2 hours to do. And I don't have 2 hours, but I really enjoy doing it. And I enjoy learning because I love Black history. And so a lot of them, I had the one I did about Mary Turner. I think that was the first one I did this month. Somebody took it and reposted it and took my logo and everything off of it, you guys. And he got like 1 million views and like it went viral, 5,000 shares, like all this. But he straight took my information off, which a lot of people are resharing my stuff, which I'm grateful for. Listen, everybody needs to know. I didn't even trip. I was just like, yo, you didn't have to take off my information. Like, share the shit. I don't even care that you got more views than me. That's great because people need to know this information. But don't take off my logo. And so my homeboy, he demoed him. He DM'd him and told him, made him take it down. So he took the video down. But I'm like, but now, poor people aren't going to see it. But whatever. So my videos are doing well. And so this particular video, this is Nina Simone. This is actually one of my favorite videos. It didn't do that well, but I really love this one. So here's your Black History video today. Miss Nina Simone. I think she's, wait a minute. Oh, there she is. Today, being my birthday, I want to celebrate a fellow Pisces powerhouse who was bold, brilliant, and completely unapologetic. That is the legendary Miss Nina Simone. Born February 21st, 1933 in Tryon, North Carolina. Nina wasn't just a singer. This lady was a movement. She used her soul-stirring voice and classical piano skills to fight for Black liberation. She wasn't afraid to challenge injustice, and that's exactly why we need to celebrate her today. Now let me give you some fun facts about Miss Nina Simone. Her real name was Eunice Wayman. The name Nina was a nickname from a boyfriend, and Simone was inspired by French actress Simone Signoret. A whole rebrand before rebrands were even a thing, right? She started playing piano at 3 in church by ear. And by 12, she was already performing classical recitals. But get this, when her parents were forced to sit in the back because of segregation, her little self refused to play. Imagine having that kind of backbone at the age of 12. She was rejected from the Curtis Institute of Music because she was Black. The same school tried to give her an honorary degree after she became famous. Too little, too late. She was known as the High Priestess of Soul. Nina wasn't just a singer, she was an experience. She blended gospel, blues, folk, pop, and classical music like nobody else. She was called the Civil Rights Diva. She used her music to fight against racism and injustice, dropping hits like Mississippi Goddamn, a protest song that called out racism so hard that southern states banned it.
Alabama's got me so upset. Tennessee made me lose my rest. And everybody knows about Mississippi Goddamn.
To be young, gifted, and Black, an anthem for Black excellence that still stands today. And for women, a song about the struggles of Black womanhood that still resonates.
At least for the next 4 minutes.
She was close friends with Malcolm X's wife, Betty Shabazz. Nina wasn't just in the movement, she lived it. Miss Simone lived in Liberia for 2 years. Y'all, she loved Africa so much that when she passed, she requested her ashes be scattered across several African countries. And just like my mama did back in the day, she smoked cool cigarettes and wore mink coats. Now listen, Nina had flair, and she was an insomniac. Maybe that's why her music was so deep. She had a lot of time to think. In 1967, she was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. So her struggles with mental health were real, but she kept pushing through. She kept performing as late as 2001, even while battling breast cancer. That's dedication, that's resilience. And she was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2018. Long overdue, still legendary. Nina Simone was fearless. She proved that art can be a weapon, that music can be a revolution, and that Black women's voices will not be silenced. In her own words, I'll tell you what freedom is to me.
No fear. I mean, really, no fear.
And that's exactly how we all should be moving. Nina Simone, a true powerhouse, exemplified Black excellence in every way. Now drop a Black fist in the comments and share this with everyone who needs to know this Black history gem. What y'all think of that one? I love that one. That one didn't do a whole lot, but I love that one. But really quick, before I go out, I forgot to tell you in the beginning, there was a video today that really energized me today. I don't know if you guys know Jamal Bryant. So, people have mixed feelings about him. Some people love him. Some people hate him. He was actually the first guest that we had. I had a podcast back in 2020. He was actually the first guest that we had on our podcast back in 2020 called Conversation Starters. It was a great, great conversation. I remember. But I seen a video that he did yesterday, because I don't know if you guys know that they had on for Black History Month, they had these Black conservatives over there. at the White House, and they was holding up his face and stuff like that. And so he said, people, y'all got to see this. Y'all, this video energized me.
Y'all been praying for me all week. You've been nervous all week, but I ain't afraid of the spooks that sat at the door. These runaway slaves hiding in the White House gonna throw my picture up thinking that I'm gonna be afraid. If you got real courage, don't show my picture. Show the picture of the one that fired the black Joint Chief of Staffs from the military. If you gonna show a picture of the CEO of Target, Walmart, McDonald's, and Amazon that does not recognize black dollars or black business. If you gonna put up a picture of the state legislators in Florida that are banning black books. If you gonna put up the picture of the one who is stealing classified information from the IRS and Social Security. If you gonna put up a picture of those that don't want your mama to pay $35 for insulin and your child to pay $35 for inhaler. If you gonna put up a picture of those that are jailing children and separating families. I ain't ever scared. In case you forgot, I'm from the west side of Baltimore. If you got a problem, pull up on me.
Woo! If that did not energize you, I don't know what will. Y'all, I will see you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel.